Well. Here we go again. All right, another live stream. Like I said, man, told you I was gonna do another one. Yeah, man. Man, but you look at Manny Pacquiao's team and his fans, like to a certain degree, is you kind of not like them because they full of shit and they love to try to change the narrative when it comes to Manny Pacquiao. So now all of a sudden, now that Manny Pacquiao pretty much cherry picked Keith Thurman because that's what the fuck he did. What's up? Now that he cherry picked Keith Thurman because that's what the fuck he did. Now all of a sudden they got these dudes talking about, oh, Crawford and Spence is just jealous. Oh, okay. So Amir Khan was jealous because Maidana got the because Maidana got the Floyd fight and everybody else that didn't get to fight Floyd was jealous. Okay, so that's the new bullshit from Pacquiao fans. They just really literally just make up shit. Thanks. Appreciate it. They just literally make up shit when it come to Pacquiao. And Pacquiao, cause somebody put a wet floor sign, or cause somebody put a mop, because I'm finna get my blue face on because I'm finna catch these Pacquiao fans slipping, which I always do. They're easy to catch slipping. Now all of a sudden they want to holler about, oh, tell Keith Thurman don't run. Oh, tell Keith Thurman don't run like Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner wasn't running. No, for real. Somebody put up a wet floor sign or a mop, because for real. So now all of a sudden, tell Keith Thurman don't run. Tell Adrian Broner don't run. Adrian Broner wasn't running. Also, but let me get this straight. The black fighters run, but you wasn't running against Brandon Rios when you was backing up the whole fight. See, nobody ever does that when it comes to Manny Pacquiao. They always try to change the narrative. Why the fuck would Crawford be jealous? Real talk. Why would Crawford be jealous? Now you talking this shit about, oh, you didn't duck Crawford. You could have fought him when you was on Top Rank. You could have fought Crawford when you was on Top Rank, and you chose not to. You chose Jeff Horn, which was a cherry pick, over Crawford. And now you trying to talk all big and bold now that you with PBC, and we all know PBC, and to a certain degree, as far as the welterweights go, they don't want to work with Top Rank. Now, I don't care how much motherfuckers get on here and try to say it's the other way around. No, it's a lot of the PBC guys. They getting talked out of taking fights with Top Rank. That's all that's going on. You could have fought Errol Spence. Since you say Keith Thurman is gonna run once he gets hit, which I don't think so. I think once Keith Thurman lands something flush on Manny Pacquiao is gonna start tripping. Either Manny Pacquiao is gonna get reckless, or Manny Pacquiao is gonna get cautious. And I really do think Keith Thurman is trying to get Manny Pacquiao's head, and he gonna try to set some traps for Manny Pacquiao. I think Keith Thurman is gonna try to get Manny Pacquiao too confident. And Manny Pacquiao always do that shit. Oh, trade with me. Let's trade. Errol Spence would have traded with you. Crawford would have traded with you, but you didn't want to fight those dudes because you thought they would stop you. And like I said before, that shit where Manny Pacquiao said, oh, I didn't see the Keith Thurman fight. I don't fucking believe that for a second. I believe you watched that fight and you was like, I'll take my chances with him. So we gonna see. And Keith Thurman said he gonna be ready for this fight. He said he gonna be up for this fight. I hope so, Keith, because your whole career rest on this fight. If you lose to a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao, everything that you fought for and worked for goes down the drain. You look like a coward. You look overrated. Like I said before, Keith Thurman has more to lose than Manny Pacquiao. Because if Manny Pacquiao get his ass handed to him, the first thing that's going to come out everybody's mouth, including his fans, oh, well, he was 40 years old anyway. But if Keith Thurman loses, then they're going to say, oh, well, this is why Manny Pacquiao is better than Floyd. No, he isn't. How a motherfucker that then got put to sleep is better than Floyd? How is a motherfucker that got knocked on his ass with a jab when he was younger better than Floyd? How is a motherfucker that, for real? How is a motherfucker that then been put on his ass multiple times is better than Floyd? But the thing is, the predominantly white media likes to push that narrative because that's what they thrive off doing. Because like I said, they want to play Manny Pacquiao up against Floyd because he's their adopted great white hope. And the funny part about it is he already did loss. That's what in Lomachenko, that's another thing. He already got a loss. How the fuck is you better than Floyd and you lost your second professional fight to a fucking journeyman? Case closed. See, the thing is with these guys like Max Kellerman, see, they don't have no real dudes that's on there to expose them and argue with them and basically shut that shit down. Because see, they on ESPN, so they get to push that bullshit because ESPN give them a platform to manipulate the boxing fans, the casual ones, and the so-called, realistic boxing fans. They give them a chance to manipulate them. But see, they can't manipulate me because I've been watching boxing just as long as Max Kellerman, and I'm like the same fucking age as Max Kellerman. I think Max Kellerman is like a year older than me. I think Max Kellerman is like 45 and I'm 44. So that's what they do. Y'all got to understand, I keep telling y'all, I do media, I go to boxing events. I've done this shit. I've done broadcasting. I've done a little bit of internship, but I didn't want to do that shit. I know for a fact that they go over notes what they gonna talk about. And the producer tells these guys when they go on the air, you need to say this, you need to say that. This is what we're trying to do on today's segment. This is what we're trying to do. So they tell these dudes to say that shit. And like I say, Max Kellerman know he full of shit. He thought, like one dude said, he thought he was gonna come bring that bullshit that he learned and that he soaked up from that moron Jim Lampley to ESPN. Sitting up there trying to say Lomachenko's performance against Adam Carolla, a dude who already had hella losses, had already been knocked out before, was better than Crawford's win against Amir Khan. How is that? Nobody even fucking heard of nobody even heard of that dude, Anthony Carolla, until Lomachenko signed to fight him. But then they will gravitate and elevate his win higher than what it really is. It was a fucking tune-up fight. And then his fans will do the same fucking thing. But if Crawford fights somebody on the level of Carolla, then, oh, it's a bomb. Same thing with Wilder. These motherfuckers do this shit all the fucking time. They change the narrative when it comes to black fighters. Nobody calls. The funny part about it is you got all these new age non-black fighters that have a style similar to a black fighter, like the Gabriel Flores of the world, Caleb Plant, Josh Taylor, Josh Kelly, who call themselves trying to fight like brothers. But people love, in Lomachenko, they love that style. They say those dudes are great fighters. But the brothers, they're runners. And then when you point this out, then they're mad at you for basically blowing their ass out the water. Man, what's up? They do this shit all the time, and I'm gonna keep putting their ass on blast when I see them doing that shit. Cause I'm not gonna let them get away with that shit. I'm not gonna let them disrespect our fighters and disrespect our craft, our style of fighting, and let them get all the credit for it. But then they trying to criticize us. That take fucking nerve. Man, what's up, D? And like I said, man, it's better for boxing if Keith Thurman put Manny Pacquiao's lights out. What's up? I hope Keith Thurman put Manny Pacquiao's lights out so this shit can end. So basically, this can be it. Because like I said before, all they hoping that happened with Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, is that Manny win. So basically, they can use this as the excuse to try to dismiss what Floyd and other black fighters. That's what this is all about. You already know who been pushing that narrative. Yeah, they always try to do the Elvis shit with non-black fighters. Like I said, you got all these white boys. You got the Caleb Plants, you got Lomachenko, you got Josh Kelly, you got Josh Taylor that fight like black dudes, but they loving them, but then they shit on us and say we runners. We don't provide enough action. And like I said, I'm gonna keep blowing their ass out the water. I'm gonna keep cocking the pistol and shooting their asses down. Cause that's what I do. This is the real reason why these motherfuckers hate black media. This is why they hate the LDBC. This is why they hate black media. This is why they hate new media. Because the truth is getting put out there. And this is why we a threat to mainstream or lamestream media. Because we blowing their asses out the water. Because now there's other outlets to hear different opinions about boxing. You don't have to rely just on motherfuckers that work for the wide world of sports, like and all that type of shit. Them days is over with. I guarantee you that broke mainstream media's heart when Deontay Wilder gave a shout out to the LDBC. Yeah, it's always silence. They always try to silence the channels that's like putting out the real. Now those clown channels, yeah, they ain't gonna bother them. They gonna listen to that shit. They gonna listen to that hoopla. Here's the thing. Let's put this in perspective. Let's put this in perspective. Since people trying to say, oh well, if Manny Pacquiao if he beat Keith Thurman, his career is better than Floyd. Once again, that's not true. It's not even remotely true. If that's the case, then Larry Holmes is better than Muhammad Ali. Joe Louis is better than Muhammad Ali. No, excuse me, Muhammad Ali is better than Joe Louis. If that's the case, then I'm serious. If that's the case, because since they going by that, then Bernard Hopkins is the greatest middleweight of all time. And I don't think nobody believes Bernard Hopkins is the greatest middleweight of all time. He's a great middleweight, but he ain't the greatest middleweight. Like, y'all gotta understand, they want to use these non-black fighters to attack black fighters and attack black people. They did it for years with Triple G. Once again, they never put pressure on Triple G to challenge himself. But they always was doing it with Andre Ward. They did it with Floyd because those was the two top dudes. Just like I said before, HBO, they tried to set Andre Ward up. They wanted him to lose to Sergey Kovalev, and they was praying that there was somebody there that could beat Floyd, and that never happened. That's all they was doing. Those were the two top guys, and they don't want that to happen anymore. They do not want Crawford to be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. That's why they throwing all these random names out of. That's why they throwing all these random names out of nowhere. Why they bringing up all these people? Like, why are you bringing this dude up? Who is this dude? You got Triple G as an all-time great. You got Triple G as an all-time great, supposed to be one of the best fighters in the last 25 years, but he has a god-awful resume. How is a dude that fought nothing but mailman and dudes that work at Starbucks the best middleweight in the last 25 years with that god-awful resume? They pull this shit they pull this shit all the time. You got Triple G has one of the worst resumes out there. He got a horrible resume, and as much as I love him as a black man and a brother, Gary Russell Jr. has a horrible resume. His resume is horrible. But somehow Triple G got elevated to the top 10 by fighting nobodies. They don't have no. I'm still waiting for somebody to answer. I'm still waiting for somebody to answer this question. How is it that a dude that got less than 20 fights in is better than Canelo, better than Errol Spence, better than for real, better than Thurman, better than Wilder? How is a dude that have less than 20 better than all those dudes? And don't give me that shit about belts and all that type of shit. Because like I said before, he has a loss. The dudes I just named don't have no losses. And the dude you lost to has double-digit losses. They have completely overlooked the fact that Lomachenko got his ass beat by a fucking journeyman that got caught stealing beer and that drives Uber. So how the fuck is that being overlooked? I'm waiting. Nobody can't answer that question. What's up? Lomachenko don't have 1 pound-per-pound fighter on his resume. And he has, like I said, he has a loss. Crawford has undisputed on his resume. Floyd beat multiple former champions, but people say he ain't shit. Floyd beat multiple champions, multiple future Hall of Famers, multiple current Hall of Famers, but then they say his career is trash, but then they say he overrated. But then Lomachenko is getting the praise. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work like that. Exactly. For real. Let's really look at Lomachenko, some of the people he beat. Everybody knows Gary Russell Jr. fight once a year. Everybody knows Gary Russell Jr. fights once a year. Everybody knows Nicholas Walters only fights once a year. Everybody knew Guillermo Ringadal doesn't fight very much, and then he had to move up, and he was small as fuck. Let's look, and then George Pedraza got his ass demolished by Tank, and he struggled against him. Who the fuck is Adam Carolla? Or whatever the fuck his name is, Anthony Carolla. For real. Who the fuck is who the fuck was Anthony Carolla? So you beat, so let me get this straight. You beat a banker and Anthony Corolla, so that make you pound for pound, who had 5 losses and had already been stopped. But then Crawford beats a dude like Benavidez. Oh, it's a cherry pick. Now, keep in mind, Crawford has tried to fight Danny Garcia. He's tried to fight Keith Thurman. They won't fight him, or they get talked out of not fighting him. And like I said, when you have a loss on your record, when you lose your second professional fight, it's no way in hell you could be number 1 pound for pound. And then you look at the ESPN, you look at their list of pound for pound. Most of the people that pick Lomachenko ain't never boxed before in their fucking life. Why do we hate fight? No, you can't have a loss. You can't have a loss and then you being number 1. And you can't have a loss with 16 fights in and you the best fighter in the planet. Canelo is different. Canelo had 40 fights in before he lost to Floyd Mayweather. So that's the difference. And he hasn't lost since Floyd Mayweather. Now, he got some question marks on some of the wins he got, but he hasn't lost. So that's easy. That's easy to do that. It's easy to that's easy as hell. Hey, what's up, Jada? Well, we already know about Canelo, but what didn't happen? I don't set the rules. Once again, just like they didn't completely dismissed Lomachenko having a loss to a dude with double-digit losses, they didn't completely ignore the fact that Canelo then got caught cheating. But they say, once again, he didn't know what was in the mystery meat he was eating, which I don't believe for one fucking second. But then Miller gets caught, and they want us to make him the Antichrist. So that's what I don't understand. So yes, Pratt, you are absolutely correct. But you already know what's going on with those sanctioning bodies because most of those sanctioning bodies are Mexican. Most of those sanctioning bodies are Mexican. That's fact. So you already have your answer to that. Because to be honest with you, Canelo should have been suspended a whole fucking year. He got caught. Alexander Povetkin got caught. You had people making excuses for him. A couple other people got caught. You had everybody making excuses. But then when Miller got caught, we condemned Miller, which we were supposed to. But at the same time, you had people giving us props for condemning Miller, but these was the same motherfuckers that made excuses for Povetkin and Canelo. Well, Canelo said it was the hey, he the one that said that shit about the mystery meat. I don't know about, I'm going to be honest with you, Pratt. The cartel, the Mexican mafia, they really don't be fucking with boxing like that. They ain't really into boxing to where all they really care about is they drugs and guns. So they really don't be tripping off that boxing shit where they got a hand in boxing. That's more mafia shit. That's more like, you know what I'm saying? That's more mafia shit. That ain't really, the cartels really ain't into like boxing like that to where they like trying to pay people or trying to strong arm people into taking dives and shit. Yeah, and soccer. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, Tyson Fury got caught. I keep forgetting about that. See, that's what I'm saying. And we didn't completely overlook that. But everybody and their mama was patting us black people on the back for condemning Miller. And the funny thing was they was trying to put this thing out that it was just black fighters that was getting popped, when it was like right down the board. Yeah, well, nobody is believing Canelo about the mystery meat, because it's like this, aka, if I go to GMC, you already know that shit that you get from GMC have steroids in it. It have PEDs in it. It have all kind of shit in there. So if I go take a drug test and I pop dirty like those some of those NFL people, and they say, well, I didn't know what was in it. Look, everybody knows that shit you get from GMC ain't nothing but fucking legal over the counter steroids. Whether they harmful or not harmful at all that shit, all that powder and all that them pills and shit that you buy from GMC is fucking steroids. Every motherfucker knows that. So you can't sit up there and say, oh, well, it was the shit I bought from GMC. They gonna be like, well, you still GMC suspended. So ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit. I know when I'm taking a chance and I buy them supplements, which I don't buy too many supplements from GMC, because technically that kind of makes me a juicer. Even though I'm not fighting, that still make me a juicer. That still make me a steroid user. And I'm not knocking people if you buy supplements from GMC. I mean, it don't make you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just telling y'all what a lot of these other motherfuckers won't tell you. All that shit, mostly all that shit you buy from GMC, that powder shit that you be making them shakes out of. And I know y'all remember the shakes that make you gain, that you buy from GMC that cost like $50, that make you all swollen shit and strong as shit. What the fuck you think that is? I'm just telling the truth. I'm telling y'all what motherfuckers ain't gonna say. And like I said, I'm not knocking nobody that you know what I'm saying, that buys supplements from GMC, but at the end of the day, most of that shit is steroids. I'm telling you. I guarantee you, if you played in the NFL and they just really like tested you, how much you want to bet that it got something in there that's a banned supplement. So I'm just saying. And what do they tell you? You are responsible for what you put in your body. So yeah. If you buy shit from, you know what I'm saying? If you buy shit from GMC, you buy that powder, you buy that juice that you mix up and make juice, you are juicing. If it make you gain muscle mass or make you lose weight dramatically, it's a, you know, it is what it is. It's a steroid. Now, is it a PED steroid? No. But is it some kind of form of steroid? Fucking absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. I give you an example. You could go to some grocery stores right now and you could buy chicken or you could buy steak and it'll say steroid free. You could buy turkey that'll say no steroids. And it was funny, a lot of these motherfuckers that's why I know that Canelo was full of shit. Because if he wanted to buy meat, he could have bought steroid-free meat. They haven't. But I don't believe that Canelo got tested positive from eating meat. I believe that he was taking supplements. I believe he was taking supplements, and that's just the bottom line. Motherfuckers just need to tell the truth. Yeah. Come on, AKA. You know goddamn well Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno was juicers. And it's no secret. That shit that they was making them get all like grossly buff and shit, that shit is steroids. Well, Warren, you already know what time it is. They give those chickens and shit steroids and shit so they could grow quicker, so they could basically get them to the slaughterhouse. That's why some niggas, I mean, for real, you notice how big these kids is now versus how we was like 20 years ago. I mean, it's in the food, man, for real. I'm just keeping it 100. But there's a difference between the steroids they give chickens versus what them fucking boxers we use. They use it flat out performance enhancing PEDs. Yeah, ain't that? Yeah, didn't motherfuckers admit to being juicers? That's what I'm saying. Them fucking dudes, I mean, for real. And the funny part about it is them dudes be looking disgusting, man, with all that man, motherfuckers look disgusting. Well, if Floyd got caught using PEDs, they would say, oh, his career is a sham. They would have said that take away, put an asterisk. You already know what would have been happening. They tried to make a big deal out of the IV. You still got motherfuckers trying to make a big deal out of the IV when the fucking Las Vegas, when the Nevada State Athletic Commission said flat out Floyd did nothing wrong. And they said that Floyd told the Manny Pacquiao camp, the Manny Pacquiao camp knew. So it was just, once again, and you know the funny part about that shit, you had ESPN opening up the show about that bullshit. But Canelo, when he got caught, they kind of briefly talked about it. They actually had a whole like 30-minute segment on ESPN when that shit with Floyd in the eye. And this is why you know it was a witch hunt. And this is why you know that mainstream media is all about demonizing black men. That man, for real, they had said several times, and then keep in mind, when Floyd had his very last fight with Andre Berto, once again, Jim Gray asked the Nevada State Athletic Commission, he said, Manny Pacquiao's camp knew. He said, Floyd told us it was nothing but water. Floyd did nothing wrong. There will be no type of discipline. But then you had all these white supremacist YouTube channels calling Floyd a cheater, saying he was a juicer and all that. And people still doing that shit. You get an idiot that'll come on here and bring up that IV, either some ignoramus ass Mexican dude that don't like black people, or some ignoramus ass white dude, or some coon. All you got to do is look up the video with the Nevada State Athletic Commission interviewing Jim Gray. Dude said, I repeat, Floyd did nothing wrong. But then the funny part about it is Oscar De La Hoya, who looked like an AIDS patient the night he fought Manny Pacquiao, used that same IV. He had the same, but nobody made a big deal out of that. But when Floyd had an IV, then they tried to insinuate that he had something in his system. I mean, who the fuck do these dudes be thinking they be talking to and shit? I mean, I'm serious. You can look up the video right now where Jim Gray interviewed the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and the dude say, this is a sanctioned body. And then the dude flat out said Floyd did nothing wrong. And then you had these morons still making videos saying that Floyd did something and saying that Floyd paid them off. But we know what group of people was making those videos. We know who was putting that bullshit out. Dude, give it up. You lost. Yeah, I know, AK. You can get a fucking IV at the hospital and shit if dehydrated. So I get, So I guess it was something in, I guess it was something in the IV. I guess that means I'm juicing. Man, for real. Like, some of these people just take stupidity to new heights. I mean, people just take ignorance to new heights when they say stupid shit like that. Anybody that's listening to this video, anybody that's listening to this live stream, all you got to do is Google Nevada State Athletic Commission says Floyd did nothing wrong. You can see Jim Gray clearly asking to do, and he clearly said, will Floyd receive any kind of punishment? He said Floyd will not be disciplined in no type of way. Manny Pacquiao's camp knew. We were told about it. He did nothing wrong. But then, like I said, you had the lamestream media who wanted to make something out of nothing, made this look like this was some kind of scandal when it wasn't even no fucking scandal. Just because they wanted to demonize Floyd Mayweather. Because that's all they wanted to do. So you had these idiots on here, coming on here talking this shit. I mean, for real, they just took something and ran with it. This is how you know that the lamestream media just be looking for a reason to demonize black people. I guarantee you, if they couldn't find nothing on Andre Ward, they ain't found nothing on Errol Spence. They ain't found nothing on Gary Russell Jr. They ain't found nothing on nothing. I guarantee you, if they find out that Gary Russell Jr. or let's just say Errol Spence make a mistake or something, he go to Starbucks and he it's early in the morning and he may walk out the door and forget to pay for it, but then come right back and pay for the shit. You'll see some article. Errol Spence attempts to steal $4 cup of coffee from Starbucks. And then you have all these morons, these coons and these white supremacists coming on here. Oh, Errol Spence is a coffee thief and all that type of shit. Because people, they lived, like I said, a lot of these motherfuckers live to demonize black people and black fighters. You got Sergey Kovalev. He beat up an old lady, but you don't hear nobody making videos about that. You don't hear nobody making videos about Sergey Kovalev allegedly beating up an old bitch because she didn't want to give him no play. Where was those videos at? But you will hear these motherfuckers come on here and say somebody a wife beater and all that type of shit. They'll take something and run with it. All them fucking MMA fighters, all them fucking white MMA fighters that got caught for domestic violence. You didn't hear nobody say shit about them. If it wasn't for Brian Gumbel and HBO, we wouldn't have even knew about it. All them motherfuckers got accused of domestic violence, but ESPN didn't run one story on them motherfuckers. And then you had these clowns that'll come on these channels and say, oh, well, they're not as famous as Floyd. Bullshit, get the fuck out of here. I thought wrong is wrong. So basically you admit it come down to who the dude is, or should I say what color the dude is. All those white MMA fighters. And then ESPN was pushing this notion of Ronda Rousey or aka Ronda Rousey fighting Floyd Mayweather, but these is the same motherfuckers that always do segments on how you should never put your hands on a woman, but then they was pushing this narrative that Floyd should fight Ronda Rousey. Do you know how hypocritical that is? You're not making no kind of sense. Exactly. Right? Yeah. Right on, Bishop. But then this bitch dating a dude that got accused of domestic violence. Yeah, she married the motherfucker too. But nobody called her out on her hypocrisy. None of these fake ass boxing channels, none of these motherfuckers. But everybody be worried about what black dudes do. Everybody worried about what NFL player is accused of domestic violence. But soon as a white motherfucker do it, then all of a sudden it's not a big deal. Then you hear that bullshit. Oh, wait till the facts come out. Yeah, he was charged. ESPN, no, I'm serious. ESPN was saying Floyd should go fight Ronda Rousey, but then on the flip side, oh, it's wrong to hit a woman. We condemn domestic violence. We condemn men fighting women. Well, why are you telling Floyd to fight Ronda Rousey? Unless she a tranny? Is that what you was trying to say? Ronda Rousey a tranny? Used to be a dude? Oh yeah, I know that too. I know that. Ronda Rousey wanted the D. That's what it was. That's why she kept bringing up Floyd. She wanted some of that black dynamite and thought she was slick. Yeah, the white kicker, he got accused. They had proof that he committed domestic violence, but but then Stephen A. Smith punk ass was trying to do the typical, oh, well, let's wait till the facts come out. But then you got motherfuckers talking about, Greg Hardy and shit. They was fixated on that Greg Hardy shit. But then man, for real, just like I was saying yesterday, they talking this shit about Antonio Brown, but Ben Roethlisberger is a fucking serial rapist. And Peyton Manning like to put his dick in people's ears and shit. Oh yeah, her too. No, I'm just saying. Fucking Ben Rapeless, yeah, that's what his name is. Ben Roethlisberger is a serial rapist. And like I said, Peyton Manning pulling his dick out and putting it on bitches' foreheads and shit in college. But that's okay. That's okay. But if we breathe wrong, everybody, oh my God, this is horrible. This is the point that I'm trying to make. Peyton Manning should have never been allowed to play football. He should have never been allowed to play in the NFL if he did that shit. Which he gave the lady a settlement, so obviously he must have did something. Then Peyton Manning got a history of sexual harassment. But then they made him one of the golden boys of the NFL. That's the shit that I'm talking about. Well, we already know what's up with Robert Kraft. Look, man, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Most of those Asian massage parlors, they hoe houses. I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. They hoe houses. You don't go there to get no fucking massage. I mean, for real. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, when I found out Robert Kraft got caught there, I was like, okay, Robert Kraft be tricking. Oh yeah, Brent Favre, that's another one. Brent Favre sending chicks pictures of his dick. But y'all see what I mean? All that gets swept under the rug. All that gets swept under the rug. But if we do something, we the worst people in the world. Yeah, Bishop. Robert Kraft was tricking. No, but Robert Kraft was tricking. That's what they go. That's what those fucking Asian massage parlors is. They fucking hoe houses. But they call it a massage and shit. I mean, they call it a massage. I mean, ain't nobody stupid. I'm just telling y'all the real, motherfucker. I'm just telling y'all the real, man. I'm just giving y'all the real, man. That's Bob Kraft was fucking. You know what I'm saying? He was in there tricking. And there's a question about whether the lady was of age. Warren, that wasn't no fucking massage parlor. That was a fucking whorehouse. It was a fucking whorehouse. I mean, it ain't nothing shit. I mean, shit, we all adults here, shit. Motherfucker, we know what go on in them fucking Asian massage parlors and shit. I mean, for real. I think that was a travesty with Ricky Williams and the weed thing. That was just a travesty. Like yeah, Brent Favre is a fucking pill popping junkie and a motherfucker that send texts and send pictures of his dick, but then Ricky Williams demonized for smoking fucking weed and shit. Oh yeah, well, yeah, we know about the champagne room at the strip clubs. I mean, you know, that's for hey, you know, we know what's up with the champagne room. I mean, I didn't been to a couple of strip clubs, but like in the Bay, strip clubs are not big out here. And then the ones they got out here don't got nothing but like white women in it. We don't have a Magic City in the Bay Area. Not that I know of. The only strip clubs that I know of is in San Francisco, and it's in this area called North Beach. Now, if you want to go see some flat-chested white bitches, then be my guest. We don't have no Magic City in the Bay Area. We should. We don't have none of that shit. They got some in LA, but you got to look for them. They do not have no shit like we don't have no Magic City out here. We should, but we don't. Nah, I ain't been in no boom boom room, but shit. I mean, I've been to a couple of strip clubs, but like, you know what I'm saying? But that's about, you know, I made it sprinkle. I didn't make it rain. I mean, if you call like $20 in ones making it rain, I made it drizzle. I don't make it rain. I like my fucking money too much. I don't worship it, but I like it. I mean, I'm just saying, I made it drizzle. Oh yeah. Speaking of drizzle, I gotta say this before I'm gonna talk some NBA because I know y'all want to talk some NBA, and I appreciate everybody who responded to that video where I basically exposed the media for they blatant hatred of the Golden State Warriors. Basically, that's unwarranted for no fucking reason. So I appreciate everybody for letting me tell the truth because I've been meaning to do that for a minute. And I'm going to tell you something else. Speaking of Drizzy, I am praying that the Milwaukee Bucks win this series. because I do not want Drake making the NBA finals about him, where he trying to get as much camera time as possible. I hope the Golden State Warriors request to the NBA like what they did with Lonzo Ball and LeVar Ball when they would come to Oakland, which is not to show them on camera, not to give them any camera time. Because I do not want to see the NBA making this about Drake. Because I already know that he acting up, he's sitting up, massaging the coach of the Toronto Raptors and all that type of shit. I don't want to see a circus, man. I want to watch the NBA Finals. I am praying, please let Milwaukee win this series. Please. I ain't gonna be able to tolerate. And the funny part about it is Drake's fucking grandmother live in Oakland. I do not need to be seeing and us all talking about why is Drake why is Drake trying to make the NBA about him? I don't need that shit. That's the last fucking thing I want to be seeing is fucking Drake. All up in the camera, all in the videos. And Drake is gonna come to every fucking game too. He gonna come to the ones in Oakland, and he definitely gonna come to the ones in Toronto. I do not want to see that bullshit. Yep. What's up, E? I do not want the NBA Finals to be the Warriors versus the Raptors. Not because I don't believe the Warriors can't beat the Raptors. I don't want this to be a circus, and Drake is going to turn this into a circus. Yeah, KD, you could tell KD wanted to sock Drake when he did that shit. I don't need this. We just want to watch the NBA Finals. Oh, yeah. Man, you already know how that nigga Carcino is. Oh, my goodness. I'm just telling y'all, I don't want to deal with that. I do not want to fucking deal with Drake. I do not, and the NBA need to do us all a good service, a great service by not always showing Drake and granting him camera time. Because that's what the fuck he want. So the Warriors should say, hey, man. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I do not, man, please let Milwaukee win this series. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm just telling y'all, man, if the Raptors win this series, however long these finals last, it's gonna be a fucking circus. Drake gonna make it a circus. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do more hip-hop video. Oh, you think Drake goes like, oh, you gonna try to put, nah, he ain't gonna do that because then Little B gonna come put a curse on the Raptors. Little B gonna come, he gonna put a curse on the Raptors. You see that curse on James Harden been working? Because James Harden can't get over the hump to save his life. So, I mean, I'm just telling y'all. All right, you guys. I'll be back.